Hello, welcome back. Welcome back again. Right now, we have finished with the VESPM Health video, and we did all the topics and everything that has to do with VESPM Health. And now we are going to go over the questions. So this is like part two of VESPM Health, okay? So we've gone over everything, so we're just going to get straight to it. So the questions for values. Okay, so let's just get that page out here before we go over values here. And again, just in case for those just who want to catch up, my name is Tamika Russell. The channel is called the 8 Cycles of Wellness. I'm your life purpose coach, your personal coach, as long as you log on and subscribe to the channel and like it, of course, and share it. Um, you can follow along by logging on to www.8cyclesofwellness.com. That's the number 8. So it's www.8cyclesofwellness.com. And today we are going to be talking about the VESPM Health questions. So we're going to be going over those questions. And please remember that this is a self-reflection therapy, not therapy, but this is a self-reflection program. So again, I'm not offering any magical answers to any of your problems, but okay, but I am offering some self-reflection questions that will cause you to look inside of yourself and kind of do a little self-reflection and check on what's going on in there. You know, what happened, what's going on in there. Okay. And this information can be used for something that you're going through or something that you went through already, or just use the information for whatever you deem necessary. Okay, it could be something that already happened, and you just kind of want to, dig that up and kind of, see if it works for that. But whatever it is, you let this program work for you. Okay, so let's get started. So hopefully you've already listened to the VESPM Health video, and now we are going into the questions. So first question for values is, I'll just read over what values mean, and then, so we don't have to just like jumping into it. It's like, what does values mean? Okay. It says, your values are usually set up during childhood by your standards of living and your environment. You are taught what has high and low values depending on what you have in comparison to others. So here's the questions. What were you taught that you, I'm sorry, how were you taught that you were valued? So that's the question. How were you taught that you were valued? How? Okay. So that question is kind of asking you, in what way were you taught you were valued? You know, was it, how about, and was it by a parent? Was it by the community? You know, was it in a negative way? Was it in a positive way? Was it in a way that you understood? Was it in a confusing way? So that's kind of saying, how were you taught you were valued? Okay. So maybe you want to get a little notepad and write your answers down in the notepad, right? Because we're prepping for um 64 classes anyway. So maybe you can just start off with the notepad. The next question asks, it says, what in life makes you feel content? So when it comes to your values, what makes you feel content? So let's see, when it talks about values, it says that it talks about your standards of living, okay, in your environment. So what makes you feel content? Excuse me, you know. So nobody can tell you when you're content. You know when you're content. Somebody can come to you and say, you know what, your life is good. But that's not up to somebody else. It's always up to you. Your life is not good until you say it's good. You're not comfortable until you say you're comfortable. So when it comes to contentment, only you can say when you're content. So that usually stems from childhood, Okay, because usually someone tells you, okay, this is what success looks like, and you're trying to usually make someone proud. I want to this is what I need to achieve, and I need to make someone proud. So when it says, when in life, what in life makes you feel content? When in life are you content? So you need to know that, because are you reaching for something that's unreachable? Are you reaching for somebody else's goal to make them content? Because if you're reaching for somebody else's goal to make them content, you're never going to be content, because you're trying to make somebody else content. So figure out when you're content. That's what that question is asking. The next question, this is question 3. It says, what do you feel you are entitled to in life? What do you feel you're entitled to in life? Are you entitled to food, clothing, and shelter? What do you value? Are you entitled to, do you feel you're overly entitled? Like, you're supposed to do that for me. You're supposed to this. You're supposed to that. Okay? Or, you know, or are you under entitled? Like for instance, do you feel like you're not supposed to have anything, or you're not supposed to be valued? You're not supposed to be respected? What's your entitlement range? What's your range of entitlement? Does it need to be adjusted? Were you treated better or worse than your brother or sisters? That's what that question is asking. What do you feel you're entitled to in life? In life. In life. What do you how high do you think you can go? When you pray, what do you pray for? Just get me through the day. Is that all you're entitled to? Just getting through the day? Do you pray for an apartment? Do you pray for a house? Do you pray for a mansion? Do you pray for land? Do you pray for what do you feel you're entitled to? Pay attention. That's what that question asks. What are 5 things that you're grateful for? Okay. Are you so entitled that you're not grateful? Those questions are kind of like polar opposites, right? What are 5 things? Are you just grateful to have the bare minimum? Are you just grateful for the same things every day? You don't see anything new. You're not grateful for, you don't see any blessings in the day. You just see the same thing every day. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for I got another day of life. I got my family. I'm grateful that God is good. I'm grateful for food. Are you just grateful for the same things every day? You don't see any new blessings going on? You can't see any good in the day? What are you grateful for? That's what that question is asking. What are 5 things that you're grateful for? Can you say that every day and bring up something new? That's what the question is asking. Self-reflection. Okay. What do you worry about most in life? You can pick something. Because honestly, we can worry about anything. You can just find something to worry about. You just find something to worry about. If you want to worry every day, every minute, you can worry about something. It says, pick something you can worry about. Is it going to change anything? Maybe, maybe not. But you can pick something to worry about, right? But the serenity prayer, you know, think about that one. Now, the number 6, it asks, when it comes to your values, what is your current way of living in harmony with your goals and your values? Your goals and your values. Is your current way of living in harmony with your goals and your values? So that's what that question is asking. Are you living for you? When it comes to your values, remember it says your values are usually they're set up during childhood. That's the trick. It's set up during childhood. So during childhood, you're being directed, right? So if you're now an adult and you're no longer being directed, did you switch over? Did you switch over to your own goals and values, or are you still living under that umbrella of a child? So we have to ask. So the number 6, it says, is your current way of living in harmony with your goals and with your goals and values? Is your current way? Are you the leader in your life? So that's what that number 6 question is asking. So there we go for values. Now let's move on to ethics. Ethics is how we react, what we do. So let's see. We were all born with morals which govern our belief system that controls the actions we take when a situation arises. The actions we take when a situation arises. So basically, like we said, and we all have the ability to evolve, and we like to be around people who have our same ethical views. You'll do that, me too. Let's hang together. We view the same. We kind of have the same ethical views. We see life the same way. Yeah, girl, that's wrong. I agree. You know what? I think we need to be together. People that's in the same religion. Why? Because they agree on stuff. They agree on what's right and wrong. People that are friends, we agree on what's right and wrong. I would never do that. Me neither. We need to hang out. That's right. Ethics. Yeah, we would do the same thing when situations arise. Right. So we have the right ethical views. So values are what you feel, ethics are what you would do. Right. So these are values and ethics are two different things. Right. So when question number 1, it says, what are 3 ethical words that can be used to describe you? What is something that you've been called ethically that you do? Somebody may say, you know what? I know you don't stand for this because one thing I know you're going to do is, or I don't want you over there because I know you're going to stand up for this. Or I know how you're going to react, and you're going to react in this ethical way, a good way, because you're loyal to this, or you 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 know something that's good. Because some ethical words are honesty. I know you don't lie. Okay. Faithfulness. I know you're going to be where you're supposed to be. Compassion. I know once you saw that person, your heart was going to break and you would just, I know what you was going to do. I know what you was going to do. You was going to give them the shirt off your back. Justice. You wouldn't have stood there and let that happen. Right? Those are some ethical words of how you'll react, what you'll do. Okay. So what are you? And if you're not, ask somebody. They'll tell you. They'll tell you, what do you think about my ethics? Give me some words. Give me 3 words that describe me ethically. Ethically, what would I do? What am I likely to do? Ask a couple of people and see what words they have in common. And then that you'll kind of know who you are ethically. Write it down. Get your VESPM page out. VESPM when it comes to V. When it comes to E, my ethical page. Okay, these are the words I'm hearing. This is me. Okay, so now I need to upgrade, or I need to add on some stuff. You know what? My E section is looking a little empty. My S section is looking a little empty. Think about the people. If you don't have nobody to talk to about this, then you got to get some people. I don't have no ethical support. I don't have no spiritual support. I don't have no mental support. Get some people in these different areas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, isolation is not good. Not in certain areas. Not in any of these areas anyway. Values, ethics, spirituality, physical, and mental. Not in those areas. You got to have somebody. Okay. Even if you don't know them, what group? Where do you go to get that support? Okay. Who can you ask? Interaction. Who do you talk to when it comes down to certain things? Okay. Now, number 2, when it comes to ethics, it says, are you willing to make changes to your belief system as you move through the process of growth? I'm going to read that one again. Are you willing to make changes to your belief system as you move through the process of growth? Now, when we looked at the stages of growth, it was something that we learned about. We talked about fixing my 8 wellnesses. A-Psych is a wellness hat. I'm so proud of this hat. This is my first piece of paraphernalia. So anyway, some people can be stuck on something to where they can find out pertinent information about something, and it can move their heart, meaning that they can find out information, they can know the information, and maybe say, you know what, that information was good, and you know what, they're right, but I'm not changing. That's crazy, and that's called regression. And that's when you're in a state of regression, and that's when you have to kind of say something's not. That's your conscience. You have to deal with that on yourself, within yourself, and that's when I think that's where spirituality has to come in, because you have to pray that out. You got to work that out. Okay, so that's a question for you. Are you willing? Are you willing? Because you cannot grow without change. You can't change without growth. Okay. Next question. According to your current ethical standards of judgment, are you a good person? Now, that depends on what we spoke about in the last video. According to your ethical standards, are you good? Do you look at other people as good? Because if you don't look at other people as good, you can't see yourself as good. So if you're in your inner circle, and if you are in a place where you stand and you judge, that means that you don't look at yourself as good. Because anytime you judge, you put those criterias on yourself, and nobody can stand up before judgment. That's just it. So if you put your plate, if just you, anytime you sit in a judgment seat, you fall. Anytime you look at somebody as bad, you're bad. So none of us could stand up in the case of judgment. And anytime you judge someone else, that's how you look at yourself. And that's just what it is. Okay. Next question. How do you associate with others that may not share your same way of thinking? That is totally a person to person. It's going to look different from individual to individual. How you associate with people who don't share your way of thinking. Like I said, it's a choice. You can choose to argue. You can choose to talk about commonalities. You can choose to not talk. You can choose to, I mean, like I always say, I like cheese. Choose to talk about cheese. I like apples. Choose to talk about apples. There's always something to talk about. You know, everybody can talk, but it's what you want to do. It's you know, if you want to talk, do you know how to talk peacefully? Conflict resolution. We'll learn about that in the 8 cycles as well. So there is a way to talk and not argue. Um, yeah, everybody is not going to think the way you think. That's why we all have different values and different ethics. Okay, the next question asks, are your standards of justice locked in? Are we going to go the way of regression, or are we going to go the way of growth? Okay. Now we are up to our spirituality questions. Ooh, yes. So spirituality, it says, are you living in alignment with what you believe to be your purpose? And again, there's a lot of yous and yours in this question. So when you see a lot of yous and yours in this question, that's done purposely. Okay, it says, are you living in alignment with what you believe to be your purpose? That's all, basically, that's always a question of, are you the leader in your life? You know, because we have to be sure that we're not living somebody else's life. And the way we're sure that we're not living somebody else's life, meaning that you're making decisions for yourself and you're not living somebody else's purpose, because you cannot be content and satisfied if you're not going the way of your contentment and your satisfaction, which means you're not moving in your purpose. Okay. And that will show, because you won't be happy. You know, you're like, I achieved my goal, Okay, I'm not, yeah, but I think I'm gonna still go back to school for this because you didn't achieve your goal. You achieved someone else's goal. You're not satisfied yet. You're not doing what you want to do. I haven't found what I really, really want to do. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Next question. Question number 2 for spirituality. Are your life choices making you happy? See, that's what we're going to review the 8 cycles. Okay. And what does that have to do with spirituality? A lot. It has a lot to do with spirituality. Are your life choices making you happy? Because again, you cannot flow with love if your life choices are not making you happy. Because if I'm not happy, am I sending out love? Am I taking in love? A person that is not happy does not send out love. And they definitely don't take in love. So when you're in your purpose and you're happy, you're always sending out love because you're happy. And you're always taking in love because you're happy. And that's just a way it goes. So there's no blockage in your flow because as soon as you're not happy, there's a blockage. There's a blockage. So when someone is not happy, it's because there's a blockage. Okay, so they're not happy. So we're gonna go over those things in the 8 cycles of wellness, and that's what that has to do with spirituality. So when you block that love and you block your power source, so when you say things, they won't come to be. They won't come to pass. You don't have power. You lose your power. Your superhero, I call it superhero power. Love is a superhero power. And when you have that power, things just flow for you, you know. So question number 3, it says, do you feel a harmonious flow in your life? Do you feel a harmonious flow in your life and with all the people around you? We just spoke about that. Do you feel a harmonious flow? If there's no harmonious flow, why? Because you're not living in harmony with your purpose. And that's spiritual. That's spiritual. When you're not living in harmony with your purpose, that means you're not in harmony with your spirituality. Next question. What does spiritual health mean to you? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to have love in your life? What does it mean to be spiritually healthy? What does it mean to be thankful and happy? I'm thankful because spirituality is a happy, loving thing. If you are a spiritual person and you are a grumpy, angry, well, God doesn't like that. Well, you got to serve God and be serious, so serious in an angry kind of way. Well, you're going to die. I tell you one thing, the God that's described in the Bible I read, he's a very, very happy God. And the God I serve, I'm going to tell you, sometimes he makes me laugh. The God I serve, sometimes he makes me laugh because he tickles me with his blessings. And I'm like, Lord, how did you know? And then I have to laugh because I'm like, Lord, why am I saying that? Because how could you not know? But thank you, Lord. You are something else. I love you, you know. And if your God is not uplifting, I don't want to be around a person that is not uplifting. I don't want to be around a person that's negative and not uplifting. So I will not serve a God that's not uplifting. Okay? So what does your spirituality mean to you? It's different for everybody and whatever floats your boat. But I tell you one thing, I love to praise my God. And I love to praise him with a smile all day long. And to each is his own. I'm going to stop right there because ooh. In the name of Jesus, I'm going to stop right there. Hallelujah. I'm going to stop right there. Whew. He's a good one. He's a good one. But I'm going to tell you, he will bring happiness to a sad situation. I'll tell you, he'll let you know before time. So you'll be praising him before you even know what happened. And then when it happened, I was already praising him for that. Amen. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. Number 5, it says, do you feel others are free to choose the way they express their spirituality? Well, I was just doing it. So therefore, I'm going to tell you, whether you feel others are free to choose the way they express their spirituality or not, they are. They are free to choose the way they want to express their spirituality, whether you feel so or not. Okay. The next question says, how has spirituality played a role in your life? Testify. Now, see, we'll be here all night. I can say something, this one could say something, that one could say something, that one can say something. How has it played a role in your life? That's your testimony. And if you don't have a testimony or you don't feel you have a testimony, that is your testimony. Okay? Because what you're going through right now is your testimony because you're going to get through it. And when you get through it, you're going to be so thankful, and that's going to be your testimony. Okay? Let's talk about it. Okay, now next, physical health. This one is going to be quick because we are almost out of time. Physical health, it says, what are your current beliefs about good health and hygiene? Hopefully, your current beliefs about good health. And, oh no, let's read it. According what's physical health? According to the laws of nature, our bodies perform best when we have a balanced level of our physical needs met. We have to have a balanced level of our physical needs met, right? Yeah. If you don't eat, you're gonna die. If you don't drink, you're gonna die. If you don't have a certain kind of warmth to your body, a certain temperature, let's say temperature, you know, you're gonna die. There's certain things that we need, or we're not gonna make it. Period. Right? We need certain things. We need certain things as far as our values. We need certain things as far as our ethics. We spoke about all these things in the last video. We need certain things as far as our spirituality. We need certain things as far as our physical and mental health, or we will not survive. Okay. Now, so it says, what is your current belief about what's your current belief about about good health and hygiene? No matter what your belief is, there are things that you need. Okay. So question number 2, it says, how do you cater to your self-care needs? Do you cater to your self-care needs, or do you rely on other people to cater to your self-care needs? And I think that's what well, not I think I wrote the questions. I know what the questions mean. That's what the question means. Um, how do you cater to your self-care needs? Do you wait for others to cater to your self-care needs? Is it always about going to the salon or going to the nail place, or is it about somebody needs to help me do that? I know I need to do this, but I need somebody else to do it. Or do you learn how to do things yourself? You know, do you wash your own hair? Do you bathe yourself? Do you do things yourself? Um, I mean, I'm just throwing this out there, but if you're a woman and you need to shave or whatever, do you shave yourself? If you're a man and you need to shave, do you shave yourself? Whatever the case is, how do you cater to your self-care needs? A lot of people are lacking resources. We are living in hard and turbulent times. Yes, yes, yes. You know, um, in some countries, we might have to go to the lake, work it out, work it out. You know, there's a lot of situations, but let's try our best to make the best of our situation, okay? If we can. And we'll pray over it, and we're praying for you right now. Jesus name, amen. Okay. Okay. Question number 3, the physical health. It says, how does your current living environment reflect your mood? Your current living environment has a lot to do with your mood, because your living environment is your outer temple, right? So if your outer temple says, I'm confused, and it looks chaotic, then it's kind of a reflection of your inner temple. So if, let's say, your outer temple um, kind of is a little out of order, that means that your inner temple may be a little out of order. So pay attention to how your outer temple looks. Pay attention. If it's a little, then that means maybe something is going on. Maybe you need to get some more rest. or maybe you need to go out a little bit. Take yourself to it could be somewhere simple. Take yourself to the library, take yourself to the grocery store. Maybe you need to turn on some music, get out of the funk, whatever it is. The next question asks, how do you have positive interactions with others? It could be difficult sometimes. It could be difficult to have positive interactions with others. Pay attention to your VESPM list. When you have your VESPM list that looks like this, okay, and you can draw it yourself. I don't know if it's backwards on the page, but you draw it VESPM, right? And you fill it, you're filling out your people in your inner circle. Like I said, as your phone rings, as your door knocks, as anything goes on, and you're filling out where people, you know what, I had this conversation with you and I feel enlightened. I feel like you built me up with my values. I feel like you built me up I feel like you built me up spiritually. I feel like you built me up. You gave me information on this. You gave me information. And you're writing these people in these columns. If someone is not servicing you, if someone is not giving you something, and their name has to go like at the bottom, you want to kind of start, you don't want to have a lot of people down here. Okay. And if you have a lot of people down there, that means you may need to start changing your circle altogether, you know. And remember too, you have to also be mindful of what you're giving, because you need to be giving to people also. Reciprocity goes two ways. You have to give, they have to give. Are you giving, or is what you give to your people spiritual? Is what you give to your people educational? Is what you give to you have to be a person that contributes to a person ethically. You have to contribute to a person as far as their values. You have to contribute to it. Am I a physical? People call me for physical health. Am I a physical fitness person? You have to be something to your people in your inner circle. You have to contribute. So find out who you are, find out who they are. You want people to be kind of valuable. Let me put your name in a couple of places, put my name in a couple of places, talk about this. Let's do that. Okay. Now, then you have those, make sure you're having positive interactions. Pay attention. Don't just, it's your time. It's your time. You're spending time with these people. You're talking to these people. So don't just don't let it be random. Don't let it be random. Like quality time, not quantity, quality. I don't just want to, I be with you. No, oh, that's my hangout friend. I don't care if we just hanging out. I need quality hanging out, you know? Yeah, I don't just need my girls around me. No, I need quality girls around me. If you're not quality, you got to go. Just need people, bodies roaming around my area. Okay. Anyway, talk about that in 8 seconds. So the next one, what do you currently believe about the importance of your outer appearance? Now that's important, because a lot of people don't like to address that. That's like a taboo topic, what we believe about our outer appearance, because now everything is accept yourself, don't care about what nobody thinks, don't accept yourself. No, we should care about our outer appearance, because we need to present ourselves in a certain way. One, so that we feel respected within ourselves, and two, so that we are respected outside of ourselves. Okay, so what do you believe about your outer appearance? And like I said, we spoke about that a little bit in the other video, because our physical health has to do with two things: the way we treat ourselves and the way we carry ourselves. So how we treat ourselves on the inside, meaning are we taking care of our bodies on the inside, because that affects how we carry ourselves on the outside. Okay, because especially now with the internet, with the internet, we have to be mindful. How are we presenting ourselves? How are we carrying ourselves? Sometimes, you see some of these posts and, and people are saying, grown women and grown men sending inappropriate stuff. These are not kids. inappropriate stuff? How do you treat yourself? How do you feel about yourself? How are you carrying yourself? How are you presenting yourself? Because then, you know, when you disrespect yourself, you're disrespecting you represent. You don't represent just you. You represent us. Whoever us is. It depends on the other person because some men can look at women. Some race can look at race. It depends on how people separate people. You know what I mean? Some people could separate people in so many different ways. We could separate people by gender. We could separate people by race. We could separate people by knowledge. We could separate people by area. We could separate people by country. The people in that country act like that. It depends on how you want to separate people. But you represent a us. Everybody represents a us. So therefore, when you disrespect yourself, you disrespect us. Okay, because you're a part of something. Whoever you are, you're a part of something. So be mindful, because we all represent children. We represent children. We represent adults. We all represent us, basically. So anyway, let's go to the next question. Okay, I'm sorry, let's go to the next one, mental health. Mental health, it says here, your mental health is essential for you to grow and is what enables you to accomplish your purpose and live a happy and fulfilled life. It is the basis of how you choose to feel about your choices, about the choices you make, and about the choices you make according to your belief system, right? The choices you make according to your belief system. And that's what VESPM is all about. VESPM is actually a way of making your belief system, right? So, questions about mental health. It says, how do you stimulate your mind daily? How do you stimulate your mind daily? Do you read? Do you watch something informative? Do you have a great conversation where you learn something? You can go in a store, and if the store is not crowded, you can start asking the cashier some stuff. Hey, where are you from? What are y'all doing in your country at this time? Oh, you can ask, how long have you been working here? Ask them questions about the store. There's always some way to enlighten yourself. There's always some ways to enlighten yourself, so there's always, how do you stimulate your mind daily? Do that. Stimulate your mind daily. Do something. Talk, talk, talk. If not, do yoga. Relax your mind. Take time to relax your mind. Do yoga. You know, get into those scriptures. Do something. Do something. A day should not pass by where you didn't get into something positive. Positive. Okay, number 2, because there's 8 questions here, so I'm kind of going to roll through it because we have a lot of time. Okay, what is the last time you evaluated the healthiness of your inner circle? We talked a lot about inner circle. So when was the last time you evaluated, you looked on that VESPM chart and just evaluated some stuff, okay? If not, do that tonight, all right? 3, okay, what is your life's purpose and how are you taking steps to pursue it daily? Right? Find your purpose. If not, again, we're going over that in the 8 cycles of wellness, and you want to do something every day to pursue it. 4, asks, how do you set aside time to care for your mental health? Big question, huge question. How do you set aside time to care for your mental health? We talked about a few ways already. Okay, stimulating your mind, caring for your mental health, doing some relaxation, doing some yoga, listening to music. You don't have to even be listening to it. You can be doing something, play some in the back. Play some relaxing music right now has been playing in the back for a while. I don't know if anyone heard it. Hear it? That's on. Okay. Are you able to extend acts of kindness without violating your boundaries? This has a lot to do with mental health. A lot to do with mental health. I personally can say that this is something that I've struggled with, trying to help everybody. We love to help people. We love to do stuff. Oh, I take care of this person and I help this person and I do this for this person. And you know what? It can stress you out and you will burn out. Okay. I've definitely suffered a burnout myself. It is not pretty. It is not good. Okay. So, can you extend acts of kindness without violating your boundaries? Keyword is yes, you can. And you can by saying this one magic word. No. It's feels so good. Just say it. Sometimes just say it just because. Like just be in a house and just be like, no. Just say no. Practice how you're gonna say it. Say it in Spanish. No. Say it in English. No. Like just say no sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm bilingual. No. You know? Just throw it out there. Okay. So number 6, it says, can you see the good and bad? Can you see the good in bad situations when others can't? So that's kind of being. Can you be like optimistic? You know, everybody's just like there's a guy, and everybody's just being so negative. You know, do you just jump on that wagon? You know, or can you see the good in certain situations? You know, like don't just jump on the wagon right away just because everybody's being negative. Like while they're being negative, listen, pay attention, keep looking for the positive. Just keep looking for the positive because you can find positive in a negative situation. Like keep looking, don't just jump on the bandwagon. And then when you say the positive, right? Listen. See who will follow you because everybody will follow the negative. Who's going to follow the positive? And then sometimes people will follow over to the positive, and there'll be that one person that stays on the negative. Pay attention to that person because you want to kind of jot that down on your chart. You know, they just want to stick with the negative. You know, so that may be that person that you have to kind of keep an eye on. You know what I mean? I'm not saying test people, but you know that's not in the 8 cycles. But I'm just saying, you know. Anyway, okay. Are you the leader in your life? Loving that question. Are you the leader in your life? You ever met somebody and they're like, and you ask them, are they going to do something and they don't know? I don't know. I'ma see. I gotta show. How you don't know what you're doing? You don't know what you're doing? What is going on with you? They're not the leader in their life. Now, I'm not saying if you have a mate or you have somebody in your life, of course, you have to consult with people. Yes, that is just a responsible thing to do as an adult. And of course, if you're a child, you definitely have to consult with your parents. You know, you have to consult with your schedule, right? But when you're the leader in your life, you need to know nobody should be making you nervous. I gotta see, I got become the leader in your life. Know what your goal is. Know what your goal is. That's how you become the leader in your life. Know what your goal is. Know what your lead. Know that you're leading yourself to a place. So you know I'm going this place. If everybody knows I'm going this place, this angle. So you get it? This is where I'm leading to. So you know when it comes to this, you know don't get in my way. I'm the leader in my life. So you know that okay. Are you the leader in your life? Okay. So people are not going to disrupt you when you're the leader. That's not important to her. Oh, when you're the leader, it is. When you're the leader, it's important to you. Nobody's going to. Okay. Last question. How do you handle deadlines, pressure, and stressful situations? Mental health, expert, burnout. How do you handle deadlines, pressure, and stressful situations? Oh, we can talk about that all day. Now, deadlines, pressure, and stressful situations. What about when they're coming at you all at one time? Do. Can you do this? Can you do? Can you do? Can you do that? Oh, you have that to do. Don't forget that. Crazy. You know what? It ain't even that serious. It is not that serious. And nobody told me. Nobody told me. But I'm telling you, it is not that serious. Because guess what? In the last video, when we talk about things, when we talked about your values at the whole VESPM health, and when it says there's things that will and will not happen, and when you talk about there's wants, people want things to happen at a certain time, but it doesn't affect the survival of the planet. It doesn't affect the survival of your life. It doesn't affect the survival of a business. It doesn't affect the survival of anything. It's not that serious. But people will make you feel as if you don't do something for them, or if you don't meet this deadline, or if you don't hit, it will affect the survival of the planet. It will affect the survival of it. No, you just want that. But it will not affect any survival of anything. So that is very important. So when it says, how do you handle deadlines, pressure, and stressful situations? Cross out the stress, cross out the pressure, cross out the deadline. It is just something that somebody else wants. Okay? It's a want. And a want is not what they say, your emergency does not deem it my emergency. Because if it's that important to you, you do it. I'm not saying approach life like that, and that is not in the 8 cycles of wellness, but I'm just saying, I'm talking from my personal experience, and I have personally experienced a burnout. So just be mindful that you are keeping everything in balance and you are setting boundaries. And that is on my website, and it is on every page of my website because I wrote it on the bottom caption to set boundaries. And boundaries are not walls, but boundaries are filters for you to filter what comes in and out. And I think that is definitely a saying that we all need to take to heart. Joy and wellness to you. I will see you soon. Check out the rest of my videos. And I hope you all like and subscribe and share these videos. And I hope they are helpful to you. Let me know. Let me get some feedback. Okay. Have a great night or a great day or a great evening, whatever time you're watching this video. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Love to you.